the PTSD that I just had to experience, because what would a day be without a PTSD trigger for me? What would the day be? You know, I try my hardest as a veteran with PTSD from military sexual trauma, from the American government sexually abusing me, ordering me to be sexually abused, and then sent to the hospital. So I try my hardest to say that was Master Sergeant Miranda of the United States Air Force. It wasn't every goddamn American citizen. But I have my PTSD for a reason. Because when I'm in California, it seems to be that women here do not understand boundaries. Now, I go for a walk with my dogs. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You know, I'm whatever. I come back inside and it's a female manager at the desk right now. That's fine, that's fine. She has a social security number tied to the building. Tied to the building. We have commerce. I pay you to take care of things for me, and that is that. You see, when you live in an apartment, you know, you probably have a manager or something like that. But here, it's you get it into your head. These people do business for you. It's a business. So if you ask for something, and by the way, she catty as fuck, because I say, you know, can I have a blanket? And she's like, what? I have to repeat it. And I said, like, I wanted to say, why the fuck do I need to repeat myself? But it's because I've got that ESP. I've got that ESP that I can read those thoughts, because in her mind, it was, remember yesterday when I said good morning to you and you didn't say good morning back? I'm going to hold on to that shit. I'm going to hold on to it, because that's what I have. That's what I have. When I say good morning, you're supposed to say good morning. It's like I'm not in the military right now, okay? I don't have to give you a reporting statement to get shit from you, okay? I'm in a situation where, yeah, am I happy that I have the living arrangement that I do? Oh, God, yes, of course I am. But at the same exact time, it's, I don't go anywhere, I don't do anything. I mean, sure, I guess I make music, but the whole point of having service animals, you're supposed to, you're supposed to, and you have service animals, go do something that is inaccessible to you because of a disabling condition. My condition is I am so fucking creeped out. I am so fucking just depressed over the fact that I cannot get personal space whatsoever. I say this as my head is just right in this woman's cleavage. I know that's some funny shit. But I do have a new song now. It's All Women in the Street Are Hookers, and it's so fucking catchy, and I love it. I love it. You see, in my in my head, I don't really have a problem with women. I celebrate women every fucking day. But because I've been abused by women, because women have sexually assaulted me, it's no, we don't get to be friends unless you're famous. Because if you're famous, you got that green. You got that green. And when I mean you got that green, you have so much fucking money. You're not going you're not going to fuck that up over me. You might fuck that up for Terry Crews. You know, I've talked about the Terry Crews situation because he's the one to talk about, because you know he got those massive male titties, those pecs. Goddamn, his pecs are magical. Like honestly, he has carried entire shows on the fact that he can isolate those muscles so well. Brooklyn 911 wouldn't even be a show if it wasn't for the fact that he could do that so well. Just be honest. Like Andy Samberg is funny as fuck. Everyone in that cast is super funny. But Terry Crews with those pecs make you dial in every fucking time. Let's just be honest. I don't have a problem with women, but if there is an opportunity to just be respectful and to keep distance, let's just do that, okay? I'm not being unreasonable. I don't feel like I'm being unreasonable. If you're Doja Cat and you want to sit and have tea, guess what? We will sit and have tea. I would have tea with Rihanna and not have a problem with it. Why? Because she's Rihanna. I have a problem with Moesha coming down the stairs going, ah, shit, ah, shit. It's just like, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know what the fuck you on. I don't know, if you paying your bills on time. I don't know shit. So when Moesha decided after I had my blanket to come down the stairs and meet me in the staircase, I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And I fucking bailed. She's like, oh, shit. I'm like, I'm sorry. Is this UPN? Is this UPN? Okay. Might as well have fucking Veronica Mars playing in the next hour. It doesn't matter, okay? I just want to be clear to California. Let's just learn to coexist, okay? Because I understand it's mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Don't want to talk to no women. Don't want to be near no women. All your songs have women on them. All your covers are of women. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you just, yeah, I get it. I get it, okay? I do. But do you get the fact that I was sexually abused by the American government? Do you get the fact that I rode public transportation and you motherfuckers couldn't keep your hands to yourselves or keep your mouth shut? Like, you could zippity doo dah day and say good morning, but when I hear good morning, I always say, you know what, I can't give people in ways. I can't give them opportunities to get into my personal circle, my good graces, because number one, I'm not a regular person. I'm a veteran, and I'm also an artist. I don't like to think of myself as an artist or a celebrity in any kind of way, but I do roll through town like I'm jiggy with it. So it is what it is. And I did notice that for some reason, Moesha. You see, this is why I wasn't rude about it and I didn't scream because she's like, oh shit. But I also said, if you can afford this place, then, you know, ghetto as you are, go run that mouth. Go run that mouth, girl. Run it. Go tell it on the fucking mountain. Because if you can afford this place, I mean, I expect a certain level of civility. That's all. Because the cops do come here. They were here so often that I would just say, well, shit, do you need to have an office? You keep coming to this place, but like I say, it's California in the background, constantly with the PTSD triggers. So I say to myself, well, shit, do I even go into San Francisco the next day? Because I said to myself, let me take some time off from that fucking huge PTSD trigger that I had in my office because that was unacceptable. That was 100% unacceptable. Because now California is of this mindset of, we're not going to overtly just grab your genitals or, grab things that belong to you. It's we are going to smother you with our love for you. And I get that a lot of celebrities probably feel this way, and this is what happens when you start climbing up the ladder. But my record sales are not reflective of that. So let's just cut the bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit, California. If you don't pay to hear me on the radio, then we can stop the bullshit of Moesha coming down the stairs to go boogity boogity boo. We can stop that right there. We can just say, damn, you're disabled. So we will just be respectful because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Would you want to be in that situation of having a female master sergeant threaten you with violence to get a sexual act from you? Do you want to be in that position, California? I don't think you do. I think you want to play magic pretend time with some cameras, and that's your life. Not mine, but that's your life. We made different life choices. I made the life choice to be a hero for the American people and continue to do so even in my broken, janky ass state. I endure as much as I can, but I'm still going to push things forward. We are going to have free energy here. We are going to have more money in our pockets because California is now a stronghold. It has a lot of money, it has a lot of people. We can move mountains. So I will not be deterred. You want to have Moesha come down the stairs to go boogity boogity boo? I'm gonna cry about that because that's just what things are. But I'm still gonna have to go in and say, no, I spoke to the mayor's office and I told them within a week you get back to me, and they haven't said shit to me. So I'm gonna have to send that man another email. I'm gonna do it from my fucking office because I said that I am going to bring free energy to California. Why? Because we have been robbed. And I don't care what your fucking issue is, California, that you want to throw women in my face. But women of that fucking level are being robbed. You want to be rude to me because you don't like that I don't like to be near women? Well, fine. Be rude. But recognize the fact that every month that they send you a bill and say, your refrigerator's running. Where my money? Where my money for your refrigerator running? Oh, you have the television on and your tired ass just fell asleep right on the fucking couch. Guess what? Where my money? Where my money? And that happens in every American household. And in California, I say, if you want to fall asleep in front of the television because you find that hot guy on 911 to just be endearing and you were double clicking while he was on, and then in your bliss you fell asleep. Well, that's just what you needed at that time. Why the fuck should you have to pay for the electricity to make it happen? Why? Why? I don't think you should. I think if you want to double click to the hot guy on 911 and then in your blissful state of orgasm say, damn, and let the dreams happen, the good dreams of that hot man from 911 that you just saw on the screen enter into your bourgeois, your bedroom. Enjoy yourself. And by the way, let's put some money back into your pocket so that you can afford to watch him in slow motion, whatever the fuck you feel, because that's what you're into. I think that in America, we can reach that state. We can reach a state where people say, yeah, I have some bills, but the bills make sense. If you pay for food, that makes sense. because food is healthcare. And somehow, these white motherfuckers, and I will call you out on it, I will call you out because these people have tricked you so well because every time you go to see a doctor, you turn to them and say, bring health back to me. Bring health back to me. And they don't say to you often enough. If they're a good doctor, they will. They will. But if they're not, then what do they say to you? Oh, take this pill. You need a prescription? You need a prescription? Drug dealers, legal drug dealers. And you could say, well, it's, diabetes medication, it's heart medication. You know, you had an organ transplant. You want those anti rejection drugs, right? They don't say to you, if you eat a cucumber or, put a condom on that cucumber and shove it up there, you would be zippity doo dah day skipping through town. They don't say to you, if you put some makeup on and then, drop your shirt so you show a little cleavage, you might find yourself a man and you would be a little stressed less. Just a little stressed less. But that's not what a doctor says because, a doctor is treat it immediately and make it go away. Because what people want is for everything to go away. They don't want to deal with reality. I shut off the fucking televisions because I said I, I have to deal with reality. I can't escape into the bullshit multiverse that you create with your art because it's a lot of pixels, a lot of pixels. It's not a lot of taking care of things that are important, dealing with the community in a way that you say it's a village. Like, I hate every last one of you people, but I'm the type of person who says, I will not speak to you. I will just advocate for you. You want someone else to advocate for you? Then fine. You hire someone to advocate for you, but I will advocate for the people of California, despite the fact that I hate you. Why? Because I have to make a choice. I have to make a choice between, well, if I go to another state, I can. I can always leave. But the people here, despite everything, have money, they have resources, and they do have the ability to be healthy. It's the health of the area. None of these people are starving. Even the homeless people are pretty well fed. That means there's a higher resilience to disease. And I am all about being the official epidemiologist for California because I cannot allow myself to be placed in a state that said, oh, that COVID thing, you're on your own. You're on your own. Because that's what New York did. That's what every other state did. That's what California pretty much did. And I say, no, no. Because COVID is just the beginning. COVID was a biological weapon. And whether they want to call it that, because they didn't call it that, on the news because that would make people understand what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with people sniffle a little bit. They oh, there's a tickle in my nose. Just no. That was not it. That was people sneeze in your face to try and just take out your entire family. I relayed that story of being in a Starbucks and this dark skinned, maybe Mexican guy walked up to the cashier and just sneezed directly in their face. No, sorry. No, none of that. None of that. It was just enjoy this. And by the way, bring that to the rest of the people in the store, bring that to their families. And that is what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a CDC that is functional. We're not dealing with a government that is functional on this issue. So I am here to say we are going to change that. If I have to speak to the mayor and explain to them a free energy program that is functional while still maintaining this fucking trap and illusion that you have that when you pay money to the electric company that you're such an adult for doing so. Look at you, you're taking care of business. No, 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 you're just being robbed. You're just being robbed. They're telling you at this point, because we are technologically advanced, that we are charging you for something as fundamental as air. We haven't gotten to that point because people don't ask for air. You don't ask for air. You don't. I will. I will. Because when I see smoke, and yes, you can see it, when I experience smoke, I am repulsed by it. I hate the fact that you live in a city that says the air is the air. Take a breath, do what you will. Mm-mm, mm-mm. That doesn't fly with me. Clean air is a fundamental right. You have the right to say to people, no, you don't get to pollute my lungs. You don't get to give me lung cancer. Like, if you make that choice for yourself, then you need to contain your choice to yourself. So, yes, advocating for these things is good for your health when you speak up about this. So, of course, Moesha coming down the stairs, I'm like, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to yell at you. Oh, yeah. Take that shit to UPN and BET. Take that shit to UPN and BET. Me personally, I'm going to get on fucking camera and I'm going to start talking about real political issues because it is a political issue that people in poverty have to deal with bills, bills that are just crushing the life out of them. And sometimes being poor is not really the worst thing. Sometimes being poor is actually helping. I mean, you talk about, people being homeless, but at least they're outside. The air outside isn't exactly perfect, but there's more air as opposed to being indoors, as most people are, or at least I am because of PTSD. And it's just you you fill up your room with carbon dioxide. It's not good for your cells. It's not good for you. I mean, a lot of oxygen isn't good for you either. It's a fine line. It really is. But if you have the choice between more oxygen and less oxygen, please choose more oxygen. The problem that we have in the Western way of working is we build little ant hills. That's what I think of when I think of skyscrapers. I bought an office in a skyscraper, and you know, I just said, well, look, if I need to have a meeting there, if I'm going to be engaging with people, I'm not going to be engaging them in my hotel room. That's inappropriate. So I said, let me do that business minded thing because this is more of a one on one conversation. This is a grassroots movement that I'm trying to build to pull the American people up, up, upwardly mobile. Sometimes, that is a generous investment into your future. Sometimes it's just, can we just do some accounting? Can we just look at the books and say, why are you paying for this? Why are you paying for this? Why are you paying for that? I mean, I struggled with Netflix. I love Netflix. I mean, they have done more for integration of transgender people than many other companies. You know, it's almost like a requirement that they had to have at least one transgender person just floating in the background. You know, just to do something to further. Well, you know, these people are here, so you're gonna have to see them. Just learn to accept it. You know, you accept it in the storyline, and you know, just it moves things along. So I enjoy Netflix, but I struggled with the fact that I was watching a show and I couldn't get past this one scene, you know, where it's Heartstopper. I was watching Heartstopper, and Charlie, I it was just you're not paying attention to the movie, and it took me out of it. It really took me out of it because if you have a hot man in your bed, what the fuck are you doing? Just pretending like you're not more interested in enjoying that. And it just made me think, you know, how much romance would you have in your life if you just had more free time? If you had the ability to just devote your evenings or your mornings to, I'm gonna get laid today, or I'm gonna go on a date, or fuck it, I'll treat myself to a date. I glanced at my ex feed because it was there, and they're all about, yeah, I know that your ex feed is full of gay sex. Somehow I got it right. I got that algorithm down because, you know, I have Scottish men just booty hole first thing in the morning. That is what I get to wake up to. But because I was scrolling, I love that scroll. I love that scroll because they're like, yeah, 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 oh, yeah. And then it's like, oh, hell no. Because I read that there was a shooting, school shooting, and there are people injured, there are people dead. And I go back to my emails and I said to the mayor of San Francisco, and I'm going to have to say in the follow up email verbatim what I'm going to say right now. Didn't we talk about this? Didn't we have a conversation about this? About this idea of, if you are a straight A student, fuck it. If you're even a C student, get the fuck out. School is not for you. School is not for you. If you're getting above a failing grade, school is not for you, because it's not a matter of I don't know anything. It's I don't fucking test well, or I test so damn well. I know that information better than the teacher. And if you're at that level, you shouldn't be in school. And whoever this person was who was super stressed out or whatever, I'm gonna go further. You know, I wouldn't say this part. This part I would keep to myself, but I could say it online. When was the last time you got your dick sucked? When was the last time your dick got wet? When was the last time someone did that for you? Now, I know women and men, They don't want to lower themselves to say, well, I will blow anyone. But if it might save your life, I don't want to talk about the logistics, but I do want to say the idea that prostitution outside of Vegas is somehow illegal is a problem. It is a problem because I guarantee that that guy did not empty his bulbs. And I know that is not exactly what people want to hear, but if you empty your bowls, you get some fucking clarity in your life. You get clarity. You say, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to do that." You can say that when you have some clarity in your mind after your bowls are empty and your face and your chest are fucking covered in semen. You get to see the 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 big picture. But for some reason, this person did not. I guarantee did not have that happen. And I don't know what this person was stressed out over, but you just have to ask, what could we have done ahead of time? What could we have done? Because it's a we situation. We like to distance ourselves from aggressive, violent people as much as possible. We like to condemn them. Why? Not because we're in a punitive mode. It's because we see that within ourselves and we're scared. We're scared because we know all of us are capable of it. You get a person angry enough, they will turn into a monster. And honestly, California's trying to bring that out in me. But me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I find you fucking hilarious with Moesha coming down the stairs. So I will giggle about that, cry and giggle, but I will giggle about that. Because as much as they like to shove women on me any chance they fucking get, I see you with your fucking game. I see you with your fucking game of I'm trying to get some food and this woman comes running over and trying to talk to me. It's like, oh yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Oh yes, sir, yes, sir. And it's just try that on a white person. Do you see the melanin on my skin? Do you see this? Yeah. Consider that sunscreen the bullshit. When bullshit is in my fucking sky, I have sunscreen, natural sunscreen against that bullshit. It might take me a while because the sight of your ugly fucking face next to my food with my PTSD and you not being a hot man from England or at least Australia with a penis and a hairy ass and a hairy chest just puts me off. So I may not rub one out right then and there. But eventually I will, and I will cast out your ugly ass face from my vision, and I'll keep moving. A lot of people with PTSD, they turn to medication, they turn to therapy. Me, I'm a two-hander. I'm gonna two-hand my fucking penis until I feel better to banish your ugly ass from being within my personal space. That's all. That's all. We don't get to chit chat. You don't get that right anymore. California, you don't get that right to chit chat with me. You don't get the right for me to bother negotiating with Moesha on the fucking staircase of may I go up a fucking step while you sidestep around me. Fuck that noise. Melanin. No, you don't get to make me do lines with you without a hefty paycheck. I'm not an actor, but if you want me to say lines, guess what? You will pay me to say lines. Otherwise, guess what? You're dealing with a mime. You know what the line was? As Moesha came down the stairs, I pushed the door open, walked out, and with that motion, said, "Bye, Felicia. I don't care. Enjoy your holiday. You paid for this holiday. Go enjoy your holiday. I don't need to talk to you. I'm not a part of your entertainment package. You coming down the stairs, you can walk down the stairs. You don't have to walk past me. You don't have to talk to me." And the same to, I don't know what her name is. I'm gonna call her New Age Angelica Houston, the white woman. Hello, hello, just on the stairs. Just go, hello, hello. I, I can't even, because I had nothing to say. So I said hello to the stairs, and I went to walk in, and the woman came into the hallway and was just like, "I have to investigate. Who was that voice? That voice? Who is that? Who?" It's just like, no, 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 no. Get your entertainment package on the Stars Network. They've got the House of Asher right now. Please enjoy that. Me personally, I am just going to live my life by myself as a political activist and an outspoken environmentalist. I don't need to fucking do dialogue with people whatsoever. Now I know that a lot of my programs are for the people. It doesn't mean I have to talk to you though. I'm just gonna have to make it available to you, and then you make a decision. Do you want to continue to be robbed by the electric company, or do you want to get your free electricity to put money back in your wallet? I will print that out. I will let you read it with your fucking eyeballs. I will let you fucking read it with some braille, but you're not gonna talk to me. That's all. That's all. Mobish. Have a good day. My name is Ian Leona. I'm an environmentalist, and I hope to see you on the next podcast.